first question would kind of just start in your time at Syracuse. I mean, your freshman year was 2005, and you've kind of just become synonymous with both the program and just the city itself. I mean, if you ask some people, they'd probably think, you're from Syracuse, but you're actually from Detroit.
Hmm.
So I'd just like to ask, like, what does the city mean to you? I mean, it's housed you for so long. What does it just mean to you?
Oh, I mean, Syracuse is, they mean a lot to me. They've done so much for me. Obviously, I stayed here after I played, but during my years playing at Syracuse, just the love and support was unbelievable. The best years of my life being able to play up there at Syracuse, and then now, still being here and able to still feel that same love and support. Whenever I'm able to do something out in the community, they always give me support. So, man, I'm Cuse through and through, and you know, uh, coming from Michigan, um, and then being accepted in a different community, it means a lot. So Syracuse, they've always had my back, and I'm appreciative of that.
Mhm. It seems like every time I check you out or something, you're organizing some charity event, you're giving back, donating. What I mean, you just talked about the support. How good does it feel to be able to grow and be able to just give back to the city and kind of repay and help and say thank you? I mean, later on.
Yeah, I mean, it feels great. I mean, that's what it's all about, to be able to give back. Like I said, they gave so much to me. So for me to be able to give back in some kind of way, whether through basketball or, through having a shoe drive or a coat drive or whatever it may be, it means a lot to me that, I can help impact other people and inspire other people to hopefully, do the same thing, giving back to others.
That's awesome. I mean, one another way found a way to give back is playing in the TBT tournament. That
Yeah,
is that has drawn a lot of buzz everywhere. I mean, that tournament has really exploded from what it was originally. How fun
absolutely.
how fun has it just been? I mean, you're one of the original players on the team. How fun has it been to go through these different teammates? So actually, some teammates you might have coached in your time.
Hmm.
Some of them you might have just missed out playing with. Just how fun is that experience, and especially from the fans? I mean, this year was in the bubble, but I was down there 2 years ago at Syracuse, and that place was rocking every game.
No, absolutely. It's awesome to be able to get back for that, 3 to 4 weeks, depending obviously how many games we win. But
Mhm.
to get back and play with some of those guys that played before me, or guys that I was able to play with, and like you said, guys I was able to coach. So some younger guys, it's cool because it just shows how much of a family Syracuse is. And then
Mhm.
like you said, obviously the fans, like we touched on earlier, all the support and love that they give us. And obviously having it in Syracuse that one year they came out and, as always, showed out and supported. So it's fun, man. It's fun to be able to still get out there and lace them up, and then to be able to do it with your brothers is, that brings it to a whole nother level. So thankful for that for sure.
For sure. I mean, the fans, that's one thing about Syracuse fans. You're going to find them anywhere you go. I mean, they're
Hmm.
going to find you. You can wear a Syracuse hat, and someone's going to say, "Oh, Syracuse." They're all over the place.
No question.
Um, Speaking about coaching and everything, I saw videos during quarantine. You were over at the Boeheim household helping out Buddy, Jimmy. Just
Hmm.
how fun. I mean, how awesome is that? I mean, you just have the respect of Coach Boeheim to help his sons out, and also, I mean, I'm sure you guys. I saw a video of you shooting before the tournament on their gun and everything. Just
Yeah.
how awesome is that the relationship is still there all these years later?
Oh, it's unbelievable, man. Coach is, he's an unbelievable coach, but he's an unbelievable person. And for him to be able to, let me into his family's life, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Both of his sons, and like you said, trust me with both of them to be able to work them out and get them better. And then obviously, to let me get in there and make sure I get myself right as well. It's, super grateful for that relationship that I have, not only with him, but with the family.
Hmm.
That's a special family right there. And obviously they mean a lot to Syracuse and, mean a lot to me. So definitely thankful for that. And, just want to continue to help out. And his sons are great basketball players, so
Mhm.
just trying to do my part and continue to help those guys get better.
Definitely. I mean, that family has done so much for the city, giving back. I mean, it's just crazy to think about. And
Absolutely.
again with coaching, you did take the 1 year to go coach in Detroit back at
Mhm.
home. What was one thing, I mean, you think you just took away from that experience? What's one thing that really sticks out to you about that time?
I think for me, it was good for me to get away and experience something different besides Syracuse and see
Mhm.
how another program operates. I'm definitely thankful for that experience that Detroit Mercy gave me. It was
Mhm.
an eye-opening experience to see what it's like on a little bit lower level.
Yep.
Obviously, it's not the high level like Syracuse, but to be able to take some pros and cons from that experience and use it towards my future and future endeavors. So I'm definitely thankful for that experience of being back home and being able to coach those guys.
Yeah. I mean, Syracuse is really a privileged program, lucky, just all like just think, I mean, I was up there in the winter and the first time I was into the Mello Center and that place is nice. That was my
Yeah,
first
top
time.
of the top of the states. What I mean, it's
Hmm.
it's top notch, man. State of the art.
For sure. Um, so back to your playing days, kind of. I mean, during quarantine, they've been playing all these games back to back to back. Have you had any time to sit down and rewatch some of these old games? Especially, I know the one that I've seen a couple times being played is the classic six overtime one.
Yeah.
Have you looked back on that, watched that, sat down and watched that one?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think I'd watch it probably every year. But especially around that time when it's, they show it when it's
Hmm.
the anniversary of the game or whatever. But
Yep.
just definitely watching a lot of older games, whether it be college or professional. I mean, I'm a hoop head, so
Right.
I love to watch ball and still learning, still being able to learn from those older games. And then obviously now with the NBA started back up, just checking those guys out too. So always watching, trying to learn different things that I
Hmm.
could apply to when I'm doing stuff.
So with that, when you watch old games or highlights of you, what's one thing that you look back on and say, "Wow, I wish I did this differently," or the coach and you today could go back and tell that player to do something different? And then what's the one thing that you look back on and say, "Wow, I didn't know I was doing that right back then, but I'm glad I was doing that."
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is just being patient. As a young player, we always tend to get sped up and maybe uh, get too involved in the moment and
Hmm.
not being aware of everything else. So I think just being patient, having awareness, that definitely would have helped me out more, not only on the court but off the court. And I think me just seeing how hard I played, you know what I mean? I always see the games and I always left it out there on the court. So I'm definitely proud of
Hmm.
that. But I think the biggest thing for me would just be patience. Yeah, overall.
Awesome. Um, let's see. So, one thing I wanted to ask about is I believe on Twitter you were advertising your daughters. They were, I believe it was lip gloss, or you were talking about
Yeah,
them becoming young entrepreneurs, and that was just, I mean, how old are your daughters?
12 and 10.
That's awesome. So what's one thing? I mean, obviously so young that you just want them to take away from starting something up and trying to build it. What's one thing that you want them to get a life lesson from?
I just know that being able to be consistent and putting the hard work in goes a long way. And whenever you can put those two things together, hard work and consistency, I think good things will happen. And that's what with whatever it is, you know what I
Hmm.
mean, whether it be sports or business. You want to be able to enjoy what you do. And I think the earlier you can find that out, obviously you gotta go around and do some things to figure out what you really love. But the earlier
Hmm.
you can figure out what you love, you can put more time and effort into that. And then, like we said before, as you keep going on, you're going to get better with it.
Hmm. Are they hoopers?
No, no,
Really?
no, not hoopers. Yeah, not hoopers, man. Unfortunately, man.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
Um, so this is a little off topic or whatnot, but I just want to ask, why been in quarantine, what's one strange thing you've picked up during quarantine? Or just during this whole last 6 months, what's one strange thing?
One strange thing.
Hmm.
I don't know. I'm a pretty routine oriented guy anyway.
Hmm.
So I was able to kind of stick with my routine and then maybe add a little more into it. Um, Hey, what was strange thing? I don't know, man. To be honest with you, I really didn't have something really super strange. I mean, I think it helped me, with being able to put more content out and learn how to
Hmm.
do that stuff from a technical standpoint, as far as Instagram and Twitter, and being able to build my brand, via social media. So it
Hmm.
definitely helped me and got me outside of my comfort zone to be able to figure out and learn how to do new things. So I'm grateful for that, definitely, because if you have all that time, you want to figure out, a new skill or a new craft, something that you can add to what you got going on already.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, it's obviously had its pitfalls and everything, but really, if you've been able to pay attention, I mean, you could take something away from these past 6 months. Um,
Absolutely.
you really could. I mean, I've seen people say I mean, starting a business, just finally putting that effort into it. They never had the
Hmm.
time to do that. So that's something. Um, what's your analysis been on the NBA bubble and the playoffs and everything?
I think it's been great, man. I think they've done a great job with keeping everybody safe and making sure they're, doing everything right with the bubble. And then obviously the competition on the floor has been unbelievable.
Hmm.
Games have been tight. Guys have been going for 40 and 50s, and it's been exciting basketball. And I think we're all just happy to, see some basketball again,
Yep.
and see some high level guys going out there and competing.
Who's your prediction to win it all this year?
For me, I'm gonna go with LA, man. I just
LA.
think, the Lakers. I think
Okay.
I think they got the best player in the world. Obviously, it's not going to be easy, but
Hmm.
and then they got another top five player in the world with Anthony Davis. And I think if those two guys can dominate how I know they can, and then you're going to sprinkle in the role players around them, and they can do their job. I think they'll be in good shape.
Um, I'd say last thing here with college football kind of being canceled. What's your prediction for college basketball, or is there anything you want to see in particular? Is it like just conference games? I know that's what the ACC is doing for football, just
Mhm.
conference games. Would you want to see something like that for basketball, or do you think that it might be able to be a full go by the time we get to the season starting?
Yeah, I mean, I would like to see a full go.
Hmm.
I think if you know people take all the precautions that they're supposed to and make sure everything is right. And even if there is a slip up, we could, what to do, and to take care of that, and still continue with the season. I think
Hmm.
they should be in good shape. But obviously, I think it won't be like that. I think it'll be a shortened season. I think
Hmm.
they'll still have a season, but it just won't be as many games. And then it'd be good to see them kind of mix it up with the tournament. Having it been not uh, having not been a non-conference season,
Hmm.
and only a conference season, or however they do it with the game. So it'll be interesting, man. But it'll just be good to have a season nonetheless.
Absolutely. But not having March Madness last year, that was
It was
something.
weird, man. It was weird.
Oh, and I would have just liked to see Syracuse in the ACC tournament. They had the nice win against UNC. That one was. I wanted to see what they could do the next game.
Yeah, yeah. They had some momentum going, man. It
Uh
would have
huh.
been it would have been interesting to see.
Elijah was playing good. It looked like it was starting to click. It might have been a
No
run.
question. I
That would
agree
have been
100%.
awesome.
Absolutely.
Well, that's all I have for you. I appreciate you for this opportunity. Um,
Absolutely, man.
is there anything you would like to say? Promote anything?
Well, first off, thank you to you. I appreciate you having me
Thank you.
on, and if you guys are on Twitter, you can follow me at ed23hoops, and the same thing on IG. Just follow me doing my training and stuff like that, and my coaching. Trying to help out, inspire, people get better on and off the court. So again, I appreciate you, Luke.
Thank you, and I appreciate you. You've always been, I mean, whether it's been at Syracuse camp, you've always been there, just one of the nicest people out there. So I thank you again, and
Thank you.
that's it.
Appreciate
Thank
you, man.
Thank you, man.
All right, man.
Stay safe.
You too.